Hello, everyone. It's Yogi here. Happy Saturday, everyone. I hope you're well. Yes, today is a special day because not only this is our Aimee Stewart Sow on Saturday, it's also the second day of our paper-only challenge. On the second day, I am actually, because yesterday we didn't have the stream. So technically, I'm going to follow the actual day that I'm stitching, not the calendar day, okay? So today's day 2 for me on this challenge. And 10 days, paper chart only, okay? I know this is sending chill down some of your spines, but for me, I'm embracing it. And today, as I said on the title there, I've got new weapons. Okay, guys, I'm ready. Yes. Last session was the first one. I tried out a couple methods. Didn't work very well. But today is a different day. All right. And today, the project of my choice is, of course, Aimee Stewart's one of the masterpieces, I think. And this is Traveling Library. And I know quite a lot of you are stitching this piece as well. So hopefully some of you are stitching with me today. And yes, so bring a project from Aimee Stewart and come to join me. And if not, don't worry, just for today, exception, okay? You are allowed to come through the side door. We have the back door as well and cat flap, and also you can parachute from the ceiling as well. It's up to you. How you want to enter with style is your choice. And so this piece, let me start from the beginning, okay? So this piece, I started sometime last year. Again, I cannot remember. I think it's probably October, September, sometime. So it's been a little while. We are entering June very soon, aren't we? It's terrifying. I felt like we've just done our New Year marathon not that long ago. And lo and behold, we're in June. And before you know it, it's another Christmas. And so I started probably September time. And so it's been more than 6 months. All right. And I love this piece. It's absolutely beautiful. It's got a little fox here. So today I've got my needle minder with a little fox as well to echo the little sleeping fox who likes to read. And also just look at the textile, all the fabric and colors in this piece is just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. That bed in the far end, I cannot wait to get that. And so today's a paper day, so we're winding back time to 1982. Have I got the year right? Which year has Heaven and Earth arrived onto the scene? Is it 82 or is it 92? I cannot remember. They've been around for a while, quarter of a century or something like that. And stitchers they have been stitching full coverage like this before Pattern Keeper, before Saga, before all the digital apps and technology that come to help us. So I'm gonna stitch just like we were in 1982 or 92, whichever, okay? Olden days when dinosaurs are still roaming the streets. And so I am not going to show you the percentage or any stats, no stats, and no stitch counts. So I can make it up as I go along, okay? Today I'm aiming for 3,000, really modest 3,000. Last session I did 5,000, okay? Today, easygoing day, 3,000. All right. And I'm going to say hello to all of you. And I hope you've been having a lovely, lovely weekend so far. Some of you may have just woken up for your Saturday, and some of you, it's already Sunday. Oh, time, time zone is just, confusing. So let's have a look. Who have we got here? Let's have a look. The first report to the chat. And who have we got? My mouse is not working. I can't scroll. Why? Let's have a look. Oh, yes, it's working now. Yes, Rajao is here, says hello, everyone. And Travis is also here as well. Hello, great to see you. And Daria as well. And Lefty Gemini. And who else have we got? Oh, Barlow the Bunny, Gary Barlow the Bunny. I hope Gary Barlow is doing well. Maybe Gary Barlow is watching us as well, doing a little bit of stitching. Why not? It's relaxing. No, I don't think he's very busy right now. So come and join us for a spot of stitching, okay? And Amanda as well. Hello, hello. And Elisa Campbell has joined us. And Lizzie is also here in the chat in this beautiful Saturday. And we have Grace. Hello, Grace. And let's have a look. And our lovely Suzanne is also here. And Clara as well. And of course, Susan, my little assistant, who reminds me everything that I don't remember. And Turtle, Heather Stitcher, Heather Turtle Stitcher is also here. Lovely to see you. And Kathy as well. Serena, hello Serena. It's been a little bit. I hope you're well. And join us for a little bit of stitching before going to bed. Okay. And Elder Gamer Girl is also here. And I have not played any games recently. Just run out of time. Time is just not on my side recently. I need more time. How do I get 48 hours a day? Really? Seriously, how do I do that? And Laura, hello, hello. Great to see you, Laura. And Catherine Ryan is also here. And Suki is saying hello. And Tracy as well. And who is this? And Betty Hankins. And we also have Ace. Ace, is it Ace? Hello. Great to see you. If you're new to us, welcome. And who else is here? Love Drunk is also here. And I'm determined to go through it. Last session, I was being a little bit rude. I had to skip a whole bunch of comments, okay? I'll try to do better today. 2002, really? Amanda. So 2002 is when Heaven and Earth arrived onto this crazy stitching scene. I thought it was 1982. Oh, well, that's a little bit later then. All right then, Mirring is saying the same as well. 2002. 2002, did we have, I don't think we have iPhone, did we? 2002. Do you think dinosaurs were still around? I don't know. I can't remember. And Elsie is also here, and Mirring as well. McLaren, and Cindy. Hello, hello. And also we got Chivers is joining us as well. Oh dear. Great to see you all. Yes, day 2 of our paper challenge, okay? And how many of you are joining in with the challenge with me? Give me a little wave, because technically, if you've been stitching, this would be your 3rd day, isn't it? But hey, time is a construct. It doesn't matter. Today's day 2 for me. If you're part of the challenge, give me a little wave. And if you're a chicken, give me a little wave as well. That's pretty much everybody. And so, if you weren't here for the last session, where have you been? I need full report, okay? And explain yourself. But we have a new friend. We have a new friend, Ish, Philip, for our stream here, okay? And that is, let me introduce you. Dawn. Our paper cam, yes, round of applause for paper cam, and it's looking even better than last time. Okay, so the paper cam is going to capture my chart here. Can you see my chart here? I'm printing my chart today in black and white because I think it's fairer. Last time I had a paper printer, isn't it? And it's slightly deceiving because I was able to reference the colors as well, which is a little bit unfair. So today I printed it out as black and white chart. Okay, so just that section that I'm going to stitch today. So it's nice and clear here. I made them the stitches a little bit larger so we can all see them. It's helpful when you're able to see the symbols. And so this is going to monitor my progress today. All right. So this is our paper cam here, which is going to be part of our challenge for the next 10, well, the remaining 9 days, all right? But also, as I said, I've got a new power tools, all right? Shall I show you? So last time I was marking quite clumsily with this big fat marker that's opaque, which is a big no-no. Do not do that. Do not do that. But today I came ready, guys. Are you ready? Me, my power tools. Dun, dun, dun. Can you see it? Yes. All right. Yes. Colorful markers. And these are highlighters, okay? And not only they're highlighters, they are retractable as well. So last session, I got some tips from some of you that instead of having, to remove the cap, put the cap on, etc., they're retractable options out there. And I had a little look and I got them. I know. Heather, are you proud of me? Retractable ones, and I have not used them. So today it will be my maiden, voyage with these tools. But on top of that, while I was, doing a little bit of a spot of, color pen shopping on Amazon, I thought I might as well get something else as well. Look at this. Dun, 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 cue the music second time, okay? It's equally dramatic the second time. Dun. There you go. Option 2. I also have the color pencils, which have been suggested by quite a lot of stitchers. In my mind, highlighters kind of is my, the first thing I want to try at the moment because it makes sense to me. Because color pencils, these are not very thick, the nib here. I mean, these are not bad. Look at this. So, because I thought, well, highlighters, they tend to have very flat sort of surface. So I can just draw one line instead of having to go back and forth. With color pencils, maybe I would. But these are so cute and super cheap as well. I think they're designed for school kids. This is like under £3 for, I don't know how many colors, 12 colors. Seriously, bless them. We have so many colorful pencils and pens here. I might as well just start drawing today. Today, maybe we can make it a drawing with Yogi session. Okay. I won't draw today. We're going to be stitching. Okay. So with these tools, I am feeling very confident. And I am gonna. What I'm going to do today is to start with pre-selection method. When you actually mark the stitches you want to do and then do it and then mark again with a different color. So I think it would be a really nice way to make sure that I stitch correctly. Okay, last time was a little bit hairy. I mean, to be honest, even with apps, I made mistakes. So it's not like there's anything new. But I'm hoping today is going to be much easier. And today I'm stitching 28 counts. It doesn't make any difference, but I had a sneaky peek about around this area. So today I'm going to focus around here. So you can see this is how I frame my chart here. And so I am going to stitch this area. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. Okay, let me bring on my paper cap here. So as you can see, a lot of the same symbols in clusters. Not too bad. Maybe a little bit of confetti, maybe down here, but I doubt I'm going to get that far. But if you look at around this area, so this is where the arch is, just above the bed, okay? And I've been working on this area for a long time, so I have not selected this area specially, for this session, because the goal for me is really to stitch normally, like a normal person, like a normal slow yogi, and just use the paper chart. That's it. So I have not made any special selection of the areas or the charts. I just stitch whatever I want. So, but it doesn't look too bad. Maybe a little bit of the color changes. I mean, color changes when it comes to, working with papers, would take a little bit more time. On the apps, you could literally tap, everything's highlighted. But on the paper, I will need to refer to my thread list, which if you go back and forth with a lot of color changes, it could slow you down fair bit. And just to show you all my setup, okay, so full transparency with my thread list, what I've done here is instead of printing out then the full thread list, I don't know how to do that easily. So what I did was on my iPad, I screen grab all the colors around this area I'm going to stitch. So I don't know whether this is cheating, because, this chart has got 240 colors. So with just, framing this area, I think I've got about 60 colors. So it means I don't have to scan through the full 240 colors. You decide whether that's cheating. It does make it easier, but I didn't have the heart to go through the entire list and do screen grab, unless there's an easier way to print out the full list via Saga. I have not discovered that, so I don't know how to do it. So what I did was I basically just screen grab all the thread lists. And the reason I have to do this rather than printing out my original PDF from Heaven and Earth is because some of the symbols might not match, and I had to struggle with that with the last session. So I decided to just grab the screen grab, make it easy, but only with a selection of colors within the area I'm going to be working on. Okay, so this is my setup today. Okay, it does make it easier. If there's a way I can print out the full list via Saga easily, please let me know. I'll do that for the next session. Okay, so guys, are you ready? And we have, who else have we got here? Let's have a look. While I was rambling, we have Erin. Erin Makes is here as well. And yes, Erin says, hang on, Erin is reporting that only halfway through day 1 of challenge video. I'm excited to learn more. I know. Yes, I learned so much the last session from the chat, of course, but also just through marking the paper myself. Because in my head, I have one idea, but when I was actually doing it, things didn't really work out the way I wanted it. Okay, so today, let's do better. Hopefully, this is all about improvement, isn't it? So here we go. So this is my work mode. Instead of the app view, you have the paper cam here. Okay, and here we go. Let me just make sure everything's all good to go. Yes. And also, I'm not working with needle board today because of my, I just run out of space to have a needle board. So I'm just working directly from my thread organizer here. So let's go. Let's have a look. Let me come back to the paper cap here. I just want to show you how I'm going to do it. Guys, what color shall I do? I'm gonna go for the two color method. Okay, one color to select, second color to mark, and overlapping, essentially creating the third color. Okay, so the third color would be stitches. They're already done, and this. So I'm going to start with that method because there's one more method I'll definitely try out as well. Is Heather? I think Heather is doing beautifully with marking each color change with a different color. So I've only got 6, so I'll work with that. Maybe I use a color pencil when I do that as well. So which color shall I use? Which 2 colors? So I've got purple, blue, green. I think this green might be lime green. I'm not too sure. Let me just show you. So it's retractable. So this one is slightly deeper green, isn't it? Pink and blue, Janine says. Pink and blue. And pink and blue is going to make purple, isn't it? All right, let's try that. pink, is it pink and purple? Pink and blue? And overlapping them will make purple, I guess, but there's a purple there. So when I'm parking, if I'm working on projects that I need to park, then one of these will maybe purple. Oh no, if you overlap them, they turn into purple. Marked threads should be a different color, maybe green. Okay, I'll think about it when I get there. But today, okay, pink and blue, everyone. Clara as well. And Mary Henry's hello, and Lynn has joined us as well. Lynn, hopefully your arm, instead of color pencils, your arm with cheese straws. Okay, and Alison is also here. Great to see you. And if I have not said hello to you, and just give me a little wave, okay? I'll definitely say hello back. And so let's start. Okay, so the great thing about printing out the screenshot instead of straight from the PDF is everything's marked accordingly. Okay, so it's, I don't think it's cheating at all. It's if I've been working with papers, these would have been marked like this. So I think, which one should I use as the star color? Does it matter for selection? Shall I go, purple and pink? Clara says, okay, pink and blue. Purple and pink, what color does it make? Purple and pink, because I want the third color to be quite clear as well. Purple and pink in my brain. And Travis says yellow and purple. I think Travis, yes, yellow and purple. Well, I think probably doesn't matter which colors. When you overlap the colors, you will make a different colors anyway. Okay, I am gonna start with I don't know. Let me start with blue. Should I? Start with blue to pre-select and then mark it with pink. How's that? All right then. So first thing first, I need to select a symbol. That one looks strangely, attractive because it's got so many. And I suspect it's, maybe 310 or something like that, really dark colors. So let's start there, okay? Nice and easy. So let me refer to my PDF. So this one would be, instantly, I found it. 310, dun, 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 yes, wonderful. So I am coming back to 310 and come to my paper cam. I'm going to start marking. Why don't I start here? Or should I do, let's go this direction because there are more over there. And Ellen, hello Ellen. Hope you had a wonderful stream. And I promise one of these days I will come and join you because you guys always streaming at the time that I'm working. So I'll love to come and join. Is it too dark? Let me try it. It looks quite dark, so I don't know. Oh, it's very dark. It's very dark. Is it too dark for selection? Is it too dark for selection? I think it feels really dark. Shall I use like yellow and stuff? Let me see. Let me bring back my. It feels very dark. Shall I use yellow? Or it feels like it's too dark. Should I try yellow? As because pre-selection is like just lightly. Because I think what Steve said yesterday that he only would just do a little dot on top instead of having to draw the whole thing because these boxes are quite big. Should I do a yellow? Let me try this. Let me see if it's a bit better. Oh dear, the ink is running. Things are not going in a way that I expected. Let me come back to blue, but only do a dot. How's that? I think that would be better. But if the ink is running, it's probably just the paper and the printer that I've got. I'm going to just do a little dot. So I know these are pre-selections. These are just so dark. These are very dark, aren't they? Yes, Forest Cross Stitcher says you want the light color first. I agree. How about if I do pink? So the yellow just come out the whole thing starts to run. Shall I do, let me try the orange, see if it's better. I just want to make, oh, orange is better. It's almost slightly glowing. That's what I want. Yes, let me do the orange. And then maybe mark it with, I don't know, I don't want it to be so dark. And then mark it with green. How's that? If I select with orange, because I think the blue is just too dark. The blue is too dark. Why don't I mark with, because this is very easy to see, isn't it? Instantly, I can see the sort of slightly glowing orange. If I just do, oh my God, the ink is running though. So it shouldn't do that normally. So why don't what should I do, guys? Heather says, did you print with inkjet printer? A laser printer would be better. I don't have a laser printer at home, Heather. Have mercy on Yogi, okay? I do not have a laser printer. It's a miracle. Hang on, let me just paste this over the paper cam. It's a miracle that I have a printer at all. Heather says you should have a laser printer. Have mercy. I don't, okay? And also this is 1982. And, you know, it's a miracle I have anything that involves technology. Geeky Wedge says, I usually use yellow highlighters on my charts. I only use paper because I'm old school. All right. And normally your printer probably don't run, right? So this is something I didn't foresee. So yellow, let me try yellow then. I haven't tried yellow, have I? But I think orange works as a selection color. If maybe I can, this looks green. What's the difference between this one and that one? There's no difference. That's green. That's yellow. This is just right. Okay, probably doesn't matter. Let me select with orange, okay? And then I will decide what colors to use for marking. So I'm gonna just do these ones first, just so I know. Okay, I'm gonna just stitch up to this point and then decide, because I'm printing my chart a little bit larger. Normally it probably doesn't require this much drawing. I printed it nice and big so we can all see it. Clara said, use the pencils. Hang on, let me try this out first. Okay, I will try pencils. Yes, with pencils, you probably wouldn't have the problem with ink running, because for most households, we probably have normal which one was that? The other one, inkjet printer, and you know, it's a relatively good printer. It's HP printer, but I didn't realize it runs when you put highlighter onto it. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so at least I know there are about 5 colors on my chart, but I know which area I'm aiming for. So let me pick my thread first. See, you can tell I have not worked with paper for like a century. All right, I'm trying to recall when I was working on Maggie, like, you know, almost 13, 14 years ago, with paper charts. I can't remember, maybe I used a pencil. I can't remember what I used for marking. I definitely didn't use highlighter. I think I used a pencil and just draw on top of it. But the thing is, with pencils, can you do pre-selection and then overlay another color? I will try. So we will find out. Let me come in here. So the area I'm stitching will be here, which is kind of quite nice and clear. No problem there. So I'm going to start here. Balana says there are pencil highlighters against bleeding problems. Oh, I thought I thought I was winning just by getting the retractable ones. And also the blue color is so dark. As a highlighter, you can hardly see what's underneath. All right, let's start stitching. And guys, let me know what you're stitching with me. What's your focus project today on this beautiful Saturday? Today is not as hot. Well, it's not cool. I think today is about 24, 25, which is still very decent temperature. But not 35. Okay, I think the other day we had 35 Celsius or 34, something like that. I think this has been one of the hottest May on record. Heather says if it were 1982, it would be a dot matrix printer. What is that? What's dot matrix? Matrix sounds amazing. Is it printing in the matrix? And she says you wouldn't have problems with color running. Oh, so we're going backwards. We're regressing. The printers nowadays actually run. All right, so I'm going to mark as I go so I don't get confused. What color should I use then on top of it? Probably doesn't matter because now I'm going to just bury all the stitches. Maybe blue is better because blue is really obvious, isn't it? I can just draw a little line there. You're going to hear a lot of this clicking sound, okay? So that one's done. So that's probably good for completion because it's so dark. Oh, I haven't done these ones, have I? I'm getting too keen to mark. No, I'm not done with those yet. But I just want to mark as I go along. Those 4 I haven't done. Ruby Rose says, I will pre-select, just mark as you stitch. I will not pre-select, really. It really depends on the area because with so many of the same symbols, unless you know and remember where you're starting, I might get confused. I think pre-selection, maybe as I do more of it, I probably, maybe I won't need it. But for now, I feel a bit better with pre-selection. Because with Saga does not allow pre-selection. So I kind of sometimes just go to a complete different area and start stitching. And this is where Pattern Keeper, actually has the upper hand. I think pre-selection is helpful. Okay, these 4 are done. And I'm going to move on to those 2. But the thing is, though, even with the clicky ones, okay, this is the practical thing I'm talking about. Even with the clicky ones, if I'm marking so frequently, I kind of don't want to retract it, do I? I want to keep it like this, so I don't have to keep doing it. So it's maybe a bit better because I don't lose the cap. But in terms of what I have to do, there's still kind of extra things you have to do. So I'll probably just leave it like this. And if it dries out, It dries out. I'll just cry. Two. Okay, so there's two. Oh, it's definitely 1982. Alison says, if you want to use highlighters, you might be best to laminate first. What? You laminate the chart? So you draw on top of a laminated coating. Does it stay? So there's kind of extra work you have to do. I thought the surface would be quite slidey. The ink might not stay. Okay, 3 stitches here. But it's definitely easier than pencils, not pencils, like pens that I used with the last session. It was very unclear. Joyce, yes, Joyce has been working on 101 alphabets. Very nice. Are you liking the fabric? So it's not too much brown on it. And it's linen as well. So where am I? I'm here. Have I done these ones? 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm just about to. I've done these ones already. I mean, the blue is quite dark, but I can still see the symbols underneath, so it's okay. I think it's probably good for completion because it just blocks everything out. Ginny, docked matrix. It sounds really high-tech, though. It's like, you know, a printer existing in matrix. Why is it called? Why is it docked matrix? So, Heather says, dot matrix printers have ink ribbons. Oh, you mean like typewriters? Ribbons. Oh, yes, like typewriters. Yes, typewriter ribbons. I've seen those in the antique shop. Yeah, some people collect typewriters, don't they? And they have like a roll of tapes. And can they be reused? If they're tapes, can you use them over and over again? Can you wash can you wash the ribbons and then reuse them? The Needle in the Dutch says, evening, do we go back in time? What did I miss? Yes, Needle in the Dutch, you have no idea. I'm actually wearing corset as we're speaking, you know, and this is back in Victorian time. Have I changed the time? I thought we're in 82, now we're in Victorian time. And this stream is powered by candlelight, okay? I bought a whole bunch of tea lights to support the channel. And so now the stream is supported with the full power of 10 tea lights. Yes. And of course, my little feet are paddling underneath like this old-fashioned sewing machines to keep it going, like bicycles. I'm practically cycling with my legs, okay? I know you cannot see, but I'm working really hard. I'm practically sweating. Oh, hang on. Have I? No, I went a little bit too far already. Where are we? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh dear. We're in the fudging time already. Okay, these three. I stitched this one by accident. Yes, I did not stop, did I? So we are 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I'm over here. So can I cheat? Can I cheat and just pretend this stitch is actually 310 as well? I have no idea what this one is. Or I can reverse stitch. What shall I do? We're pretty early in the stream. Are we reverse stitching already? Chelsea Summers, hello. Ellen says, and what if you only mark the outlining of the group color, okay? Instead of, I see what you mean. Instead of all the separate boxes. Yes, I could. So what Ellen is saying, so I can do with the next lot, okay? With my orange here. Whoops. Let me see. Nearly dropped my pen here. Okay, so what Ellen is saying, which is a good point, with this chart, if I'm moving down here, right, instead of doing the whole lot, every single stitch, I can just box out. Is that what you mean, Ellen? I just box out the stitches I'm about to do. That's better. That's so much better. That's quite clear as well, wouldn't you say? No? Oh, what? Someone's raising alarm. Okay, so there's some compassionate pink frogs here, but also some really mean green frogs by Laura. Oh, have mercy. Okay, the black box is 939. Oh, right, I know, yes, all right. I will do a little bit of, I'll do a little bit of reverse stitching, okay, mine as well, because 1982, we do have the technology to reverse stitch, don't we? It is doable, Let's do a little, let's do a little bit of reverse stitching. It's okay, we can do it. Just 3 stitches, yes, not bad. Okay, reverse stitching. Let me zoom in for the full action, okay? Demonstration for the reverse stitching technology here. I'll try not to destroy the thread, because sometimes when you tease the thread, everything can just go pear-shaped. Okay, it's doable, all right? And just be very mindful and do it as elegantly as Yogi, okay? Wool eyebrows really helps. Only 2 stitches, no problem. So it's this one. This is the offending stitch, isn't it? So let me just gently undo using the undo technology. Here we go. Oh, it's all good then. Are we good now? Yes, we are. And in that case, I need to remember which one I'm stitching. So, these 2 I haven't done, have we? So let's do it. Okay, so that's reverse stitching. Okay, remember the technique. Do it nice and slow, and wool eyebrows at the same time. All right, so we are good now. I just need to do these 2 I've already marked. It's all good, right, chat? Crisis averted. Erin says, I'm using Saga for the first time on a pattern, and it's a real learning curve from Pattern Keeper. I'm watching your videos for that. What? Someone's raising a fire alarm again. Why? The black square and to the right? Really? Have I? Oh, I thought I have not done those 2 then. Oh, right. Yes, I know what you mean. I've got maybe a couple of stitches to undo. I thought I was done. Oh dear. Yes. Let's do a close up, right? So this is the offending stitch, isn't it? So I thought it was this one. No, I'm not done yet, am I? But I'm trying to trace back Did I go from the top or the bottom? I don't want to tease the wrong thread. Okay, I got it. I got it. All right, yes. A spooky bingo, Amanda. Amanda is having a 310 spooky bingo. Yes, 310 spooky bingo. The first one goes to our Amanda here. Yay! Round of applause for Amanda. We have not had spooky bingo for a little while, it feels like. So this goes to you, okay? It doesn't want to leave me. Do I really need to do it, guys? This one doesn't want to come off, guys. You know, I probably spend more time on do stitches so far. It doesn't want to come off, guys. Can I fudge? Can I have your permission to fudge? Can we just pretend this one was 310? Can we do that? Clara says, I think maybe we'll get 60 stitches out of you today. Clara, thank you for your confidence. I was thinking 20, okay, because you know I have to minus all the stitches here. And Sidre, hello Sidre. Oh, I'm nervous. Now Sidre's here. I won't be able to get away with anything. This one doesn't want to come off. I don't know why. It doesn't like to be, it wants to stay there. Clara says no fudging. And oh, hang on. I have Sidre's permission to say leave it. Guys, I think I will follow the sensible voice of Sidre. Sidre, I should leave it, right? Because the color, can someone tell me what this color is? It's not that different, right? The fending stitch. Yes, crafty tabby cat, hello. I say yes. Yes to fudging. Yes, I'm gonna fudge. Because I just have the horrible feeling I'm gonna destroy this thread. All right, guys, I know. Close the eyes, wooj eyebrows with me, okay, guys? It's okay. We can get through this, all right? Just a tiny little stitch here. And let me fudge. Yes. Oh, this is not easy. You know, guys, you know, people just think I'm sitting here just, you know, eating chocolate. Here I am, my little feet are paddling, cycling like crazy to power the entire stream. And this happened, okay? Let's have a look. So I'm here, right? I'm here. I'm good. So I just need to move on and quickly escape from this area. All right. So I'm going to move down here. I like the boxing. I like, Ellen, I like the boxing idea. I can see it quite clearly where I'm going to go. The tricky part would be because this happens to be like a little area that I can, you know, create a border. If it's all scattered, then maybe I just need to individually create borders for them or something like that. This is good, right? So I'm stitching these two going from here. As I say, back in 1980s, we didn't fudge because we weren't sure what it would look like as pictures on the kit packet were very small and out of focus. Oh, right. So without fudging, does that mean you wouldn't even know if you stitch incorrectly or everyone just doing reverse stitching? Okay, I am gonna mark as I go, because if I leave it like more than a couple of stitches, I'm gonna just miss it. Okay, so I'm gonna do, and because if I'm just doing borders, I can even pick a different color to make it even more clear. I have a pink here. Maybe next time I'm gonna use pink for circling, because it doesn't matter, right? Oh, okay, okay. I can see this working better now. I think if you print your chart smaller, then perhaps the border, you know, drawing the borders might be a little bit fiddly, because you're going to probably run into the symbols a little bit more. But my chart is pretty big. All right, so those two, I've done these two. And I've got two more. Okay, two more here. Hello, Zoe. Fibonacci, hello, great to see you. Says hi all, coming in the back door. Just got done detailing my car and it's hot outside. Detailing your car? What does that mean? Like real car? Yeah, it's hot, isn't it? I think it's global. Okay, so that one is done as well. Two. Right? Not bad. Let me just mark them more clearly. Okay, those are done. And so the next bit, let me bring on my paper cam here. So I've done these ones. So in order to move up here, I'm gonna try pink this time to see if it creates even clearer border. Oh, this is bright pink. So I can just draw a border here. I'm not going to get too ambitious. I'm going to just block up this bit. Right? The pink is good. I can see very, very clearly. So pink and blue my work. Susan says 60 seems a little bit ambitious. Yes, I do agree. I do agree. Lona, hello. Great to see you. And Dragon Lady is here as well. Great to see you. And Rachel is also here. Well, Heather says Yogi stitching on paper is comedy relief I needed today. Well, you can see the comedy at least, and for me, it's, you know, I could be sobbing any moment. Okay, okay. So here, that's lovely. Oh no, I forgot to switch back to this area. And the great thing is, because I can see this, I can see the screen of the chart. I can see the chart on the screen. I can actually just refer to that. It's quite handy actually. So this one is that one, and then over here 3 stitches. Okay, I'm gonna go vertical so I don't get confused. I'm gonna just mark as I go. I definitely need pre-selection, because otherwise I don't know what I'm looking at. 1, 2, 3. Alona, hope mom is doing well. Catherine Ryan says, I'm stitching my first height, which is on 28 counts, and it's a complete nightmare. Ungridded and micro holes, they are sticky. Oh, you mean like 28? But I'm stitching on 28. The holes are quite clear. Maybe it depends on the fabric. This is DMC 28 count. It's so light. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 stitches. 3 stitches. Why does it look like 2? Have I missed 1 stitch? Yes, I have. I can't even count. Oh, I counted from the wrong place. Okay, there's one more stitch here. Mandy, hello. And Megan is here as well. Hello. Lizzie says, this is why I refuse to go paper charts, because the symbol seems to merge into one, and I find it confusing. So what's the difference by looking at the symbols on the paper, on a piece of paper versus on an app? They still look like symbols, don't they? All right. Here, 3 stitches. It's all good, all good. And I've got 3 more up here. Let me zoom in a little bit more for you. Right. So I'm here. Sound stitching, hello. Lizzie says it's more clear on the screen. Well, I think the great thing about the screen is obviously you can pinch and zoom, right? You can zoom in a little bit more if the symbols look, unclear or whatever reason. On paper, you could technically print them out bigger, but but other than that. Okay, 3. And very nice. And I'm gonna do the next pre-selection. So I'm gonna use my pink. Pink is good. I mean, the orange is good, but the pink is even better because it's just so clear. So I'm gonna just block out. Oh, I'm getting a bit ambitious. How about I block out this whole bit? Oh, that's a lot of stitches. Lot of stitches. Yes. How's that? Looking good. So I am here. So 4 stitches next to it. Yes, I find because obviously, the paper does not pre-select, doesn't highlight all the stitches of the symbol you're working on. The trick is obviously not to wander too far. Just look at probably about 3 or 4 stitches at a time and move forward accordingly, because otherwise you're definitely going to get lost. I think it becomes tricky when you're stitching a color that's got like a single stitch here and then the next one there and then somewhere else. it's very hard to locate them. So I think you probably just need to stay close and end the thread. Rather than trying to, you know, scan forward and wonder too far. That looks right, right? And then basically 2 vertical rows of columns of how many stitches? 7. Whoops. Why does he do that? Why does he do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4. Did I do the second leg? It's not clear. Oh, I missed the second leg. Okay. I knew it. Nido says, I'm curious if you can keep this up for 10 days. I definitely can't. Have you, are you part of the challenge, Nido and a Dutch? Have you tried it? Maybe. I think it's probably, you know, if you don't normally stitch with paper, it's probably going to look probably more challenging than what it is. I think so far, to be honest, the trick is probably to figure out a method of marking the stitches that work for you. Once, because I'm still in that process to kind of try and experiment to see what works best. Once I establish that, I suspect I will be just stitching. Whatever speed, I don't know, but I will be just stitching because then I don't have to worry about what I'm doing with the chart. I'm just stitching. But I'm not quite there yet. And I'll definitely try the color pencils as well to see which one works better. So this is down to 3 stitches. 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One more. Sidrid says, I have not seen evidence. The paper chart stitching is more relaxing experience. Well, Sidrid, are you doing this challenge? Have you, are you stitching with paper right now? Is it more relaxing? I think it can be quite relaxing. I think, you know, I think it's just about whether you just probably need to give a little bit time for your body to kind of come to terms with it, because my head is still turning to the left constantly to try to look at Saga, because, you know, the app, my setup, my iPad is on my left all the time. That's where my chart is. So my head is still constantly trying to look to the left, try to check the chart, and then remember that I'm actually stitching with a paper chart. But once, you know, I get used to it, I think it can be relaxing because ultimately you're stitching. You're not marking charts, you're stitching. So I'm going to keep going with this piece of thread until it runs out, as usual. So I'm not changing the way I'm stitching, you know, other than maybe not wandering too far. Okay, these 2 are done. And I'm going to come back here to mark the next one. I think the circling is really working well. It's not as labor intensive, and also I'm not gonna be too ambitious. I'm gonna just do these two. And this area happens to be relatively confetti friendly, you know. So I'm able to do this. If these are all scattered, you know, different stitches, then it wouldn't be so elegant. Okay, so basically 6 stitches vertically and two columns. Amanda says it's just practice. I still find stitching from an app frustrating because I'm not comfortable or confident yet. It will take time, just like learning to stitch from paper would take time. Yes, I totally agree. I think ultimately it's about ironing out the workflow, because it's a brand new thing, you know, for me, and I have not done for this type of, you know, projects anyway. And I think it's about working out what flows. And I think it will be another round of challenge when I stitch a project that requires parking. I think that will be a slightly different flow. I think it was just I'm trying to work out if I continue with this method or something similar, right? I will with parking really just one additional way of marking, really, you know. So maybe it's not too bad at all. And this is just 1 stitch shorter. That one's done. Clara says, I think it's more relaxing when you pick blocky patches to stitch. I think it would truly be relaxing if Yogi were to stitch the right top corner of a page. Right top corner. Oh, do you mean like confetti? More confetti area. Yes, I think it's, you know, I just happen to be in an area that's got, you know, same color stitches kind of close together in one block. I think we will find out once I get to more color changes. Should I do a little cake shop tomorrow? If you want to see Yogi cry, if you want to see a floss tuber just sob uncontrollably, you know, on YouTube, then I shall be stitching a little cake shop. Oh dear. Dear, oh dear. Okay, I should be able to go on for maybe just a few more stitches before I need to end this one. Yes, it's either this one or I think Gecko Rouge, you know, craft cupboard. That one would be challenging as well because that one is 28 counts, and I've been maybe similar to this one, but I think that one maybe I don't know, because I've been moving. I've been traveling a lot further with that piece. So if I were to stitch that one, I probably need to change my strategy a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna just mark off. Oh, this is nice. Look at this. This is like the whole block. I'm not cheating, okay? It's not me. It's just the chart happens to be this way. But you know what? Strangely, if I were stitching with abs, with this one, with this area, I'd probably get a little bit bored because it would be just so easy. It's just a whole bunch of stitches. But because I'm working with paper, I still have to focus a lot more. There's one more here. Why don't I do that one? I don't think I have enough thread to do all of them. Maybe I don't. Because I have to focus, constantly. It's actually less boring stitching the same color. You know what I mean? Because normally I try not to do too much of the same color stitching because I just get bored. I might not be able to do all of them, so I don't know what to do. How do you unmark your selection? Oops, I forgot to come back. I'm just stitching away. Sidri says, "Oh dear, I knew Sidri was trouble. Okay, she came in here, just with a mission, in mind, and to make Yogi cry. Okay, Sidri says, what about a paper chart marathon at the beginning of June? She's got a time frame already laid out." I know. Have mercy on Yogi. I'm sure it's doable. I'm sure it's doable. Yes, I think. Maybe after 10 days, I'm going to be so skilled with working with paper chart. I'm going to just keep doing it and make it more challenging, right? So maybe, how do you make paper stitching more challenging? What will make it more challenging other than what method, guys? What method of stitching would be most tricky to do with paper? Other than confetti. Confetti is obviously nightmare. Or maybe this is as far as I go with this thread because I'm running out of thread. So I'm going to do just these two. I can only have enough thread for these two. So I'm going to come back to this area later. All right, I'm going to end it. And Elsie says, I have a tablet holder that has an expandable arm. I just clip my chart to turn off iPad. Oh, right. So basically you use iPad as a very expensive board for you to clip your paper on. Yes, that makes sense because it's got, it's probably at a certain angle already. And yes. You can just clip your paper on top of the iPad and just use the stand for sure. I mean, my chart at the moment is lying flat on a table on a desk. It's fine actually because probably because I printed the chart quite big. I think it's very small. Then maybe I want it to be vertical somewhere closer to me, but it's kind of working so far. Why don't I come down to this area so I can work from the edges? I could do these little ones. Amanda says paper marathon. That's just not fair. You know, doing marathon with Amanda, paper marathon with Amanda, is like trying to compete with Usain Bolt. Or I don't know. It's just not fair. And Serena, are you a paper girl? I cannot remember. Are you a paper girl? Because, you know, Serena is rejoicing the idea of a paper marathon, guys. And the thing is, though, guys, if you're part of this challenge, you have to provide proof, okay? You cannot just say, hey, I've been stitching, you know, paper for 10 days. I'm showing you my paper cam. You know how I'm working, right? You need to show your charts as well. Lizzie says French knots. Cross country. Yes. Crafty Tabby Cat says cross country. I think, yes. I think, you know what? With cross country, longer distance, right? Short distance is pretty much what I'm doing here. But longer distance cross country, like extreme cross country, right? Citri says a poor Yogi. That is not fair because the chat is going to go, well, let's make Yogi cry. So they're gonna just vote yes. Okay, guys, I will do a poll. If you can come up another marathon idea that's as challenging as paper marathon, and then I'm gonna allow people to vote one or the other, because this is not fair, because all the paper stitchers, they're gonna go, hey, let's vote for you know, paper marathon. And but instead, maybe what would be another you know, marathon idea that's equally challenging as paper? And I will put a poll out there for you to pick. It's one or the other, okay? You cannot just go, hey, I want to do paper and that's it, or not. You know, it has to be fair. It's fair game, all right? Come up with another idea that's just equally challenging for, you know, paper stitchers. And then we can pick one or the other. Oh, Sidra says we're not allowed to post charts. I'm not saying like the full, you know, 50 pages. I'm just saying showing a corner to show us how you work. Ellen, that's loophole, okay? Ellen's trying to escape from having to provide evidence of working with paper, okay? And earlier on, I know I probably missed it when I said in the chat, okay, if you're right here watching, if you're part of this challenge with me, raise your hand. I need to know. I probably missed that. And we have Michelle. Hello, Michelle. Michelle is in Puerto Rico. Michelle, your life is just so exciting. And Michelle says, I stitch with paper chart on the plane. How do you like it? And you know, is it full coverage you're doing, or is it traveling library you're doing? All right, let me pick the next one. Let me bring on my our paper cam here. So I'm going to move away from 310. I'm going to probably do these little ones. Let's have a look. Do I have more than 2 stitches? I can only see 2 here. Do I have more? There's 1. Do I want to allow myself to do it though? That's a question. I think there are only 3, so maybe I would. Yes, only 3 stitches that I can see. All right, so Amanda is part of a challenge. Amanda, this is not a challenge for you. This is just a regular day, Amanda. And Sidri as well. Sidri, you're not a paper girl, are you? And normally, so you know, if it's not what you know, if you don't normally do paper, it's a challenge. Otherwise, Amanda, you're not allowed to participate. Okay, you can. You know, you can be the team leader. How's that? Amanda is the team leader of the challenge. And Alyssa as well. Andreas as well. Only four participants. Come on, guys. You know, we can do better than 4. How about 5? Join in. Yes. All right, then. Next one. So I need to find out which color it is. So it's little mushroom. I always call these reverse mushroom symbol. So let me come back to my iPad here. So I need to find a reverse mushroom. And this will test my memory very often with numbers. If I have a number, if I don't read it out constantly, I forget. With symbols, sometimes I forget as well. By the time I look at the chart, well, with apps, you don't have that problem, do you? How come I only have 3 pages? Found it. Okay, 3750. 3750. There isn't a way to print out the full thread list via Saga, is there? Because I'm just using a kind of lateral thinking method. I just grab a screen grab. Okay, fine. 3750. Oh, Sidra is app person. So, okay, it's a challenge for you. Otherwise, you know, if your paper go anywhere, today is just another day. Elsie says my eyesight has decreased rapidly over the last few days, so stitching is quite challenging. And Elsie, are you using an app or you're using papers? Which one is easier? So I am here, aren't I? Let's have a look. So that's there. Oh no, it's here. It's here. Isn't it? Yes. Only 3 stitches. You know, slow stitch day. Today, I'm only aiming for 3,000 stitches. That's it. I think I did about 1,000 already, aren't I? I think 1,000 and 2,000 to go. Eat your heart out, Kumari. Okay, here I come. 3,000 a day. I think that's okay. I think the pre-selection really helps me. Otherwise, normally, if I have to, you know, turn back to look at the chart, I lose my spot instantly. With Saga, even though you can't do pre-selection, but there's a trick. You can zoom in very closely to the spot that you're stitching, right? So you're focusing on that spot, even though you can't pre-select. All right, 3 stitches done. But with papers, you can't do that. Okay, 3750. Michelle Fuller is working on paper as well, and sound stitching as well. And sound stitching says I normally do stamped, and I'm doing paper and counting. Oh, Lola, did mom get injured? Oh, poor thing. Oh no. Did she fall? Lona? We're sending love to Lona's mom, okay? And Lona as well, having to look after mom as well. It's not easy, for sure. Okay, 3 stitches done. Next. So this area, there are more color changes. So you can see this corner. So the next one would be, I can do this one. This one looks like one of the blue, but only few stitches left here in this area. So there's one here. There's another one. It's like a puzzle. You have to find the next symbol in the nearby area. Only 2. Okay. 2 here. I think this area probably is a little bit more realistic. You know, it kind of reflects the real full coverage stitching, because majority of the time you probably wouldn't have this many stitches within the same area. It happens, but with max colors, this area is probably more representative. So it's got two stitches there with this color. Okay, we can do it. We can do it. So we're talking about that. 2 stitches, literally, from here. And I'm looking for the square symbol. Immediately found it. 939. So today, because I'm grabbing the thread list directly from Saga, so I don't have to worry about the symbols not matching. 939. Alisa says 5 million stitches. Is that a challenge or my stitch count today? So did anybody come up with the marathon idea that's equally challenging? I miss those. Just trying to scroll back. Serena says, I started on paper 10 years ago. So Serena is stitching on paper. This is so easy for you. So no one is coming up with ideas that's equally challenging. Blindfold. And a braille chart. Hello. That's not just a challenge. It was I think it's just torture. 939. Okay, I've done that. So what will be the next one? 939. Totally lost track on what I was doing. 939 is the one I'm looking for. 2 stitches. Ellen says above the block, there are more of that symbol. Oh, I know, but it's so far away because you're talking about this area. No, I'm not going to travel that far. I will come back to this area in a bit, but I'm stitching this area. Staying close, okay? And there are more underneath, but I don't want to venture down there. Stay close. Stay close. So it's here, 1, 2. There's one over here. Amanda says, I'll find a way to make paper challenging, I promise. No, I don't believe you. I think for Amanda, stitching with paper is like breathing. She's like going, well, why is breathing difficult? Why are you struggling? One. And there's another one down here. It doesn't match. It doesn't match. Why do I have 3 extra stitch? Oh, those ones are done. That's why I thought, because these ones are done, but not marked on my chart. That's why it's not matching. Can you see that? There's 3 stitches on the right there. They were done previously, but not marked on the chart. That's why. Lona says, Mum fell Thursday and we're sure she broke her hip. Oh dear. Has she been to the doctor? What did the doctor say? That's quite serious though. Broken hip. Shelley, hello. Yes, late to the party. I need full report. Why are you late? Be here on time for the class, okay? 2 stitches, that's it. I'm done with this color. I could potentially go to another area with the same symbol because, you know, when it comes to paper, switching color is actually more labor intensive. So instead of just putting it back, maybe I can go over there, like Ellen suggested, that I have more over there, which is a good idea as well. Yes, I think I'll do that. Instead of just, you know, ending it and having to look for, oh, what am I doing? I'm trying to end this thread, but instead, I'm trying to stitch, which is not what I'm doing. All right, so I've got a few more around. So I just finished down here, but instead of just putting the color, the thread back, I'm going to just go to this area that's got more of the same color. So I don't have to go back and forth with the thread. That's sensible. That's doable. And then there are quite a few more around here as well. Lona says, Yogi, she won't go. She knows her heart won't survive the surgery. Oh, but she have to get checked up though. Please tell Mom to go. And then she can decide, you know, whether she wants surgery or not. No one's going to force her to do it, but maybe it's not broken. Maybe there are other things that people can do. The doctors can do. But is she not in pain then? She'll probably need painkiller or whatever it is. Please ask her to go to see the doctor, please. Where am I? I'm here. Oh, it's this little area here. Little pocket. So there's one stitch I need to skip. That one isn't. Serena says, now I'm using Pattern Keeper, but my first 5 charts I stitch on paper. So if you have switched to Pattern Keeper, is it weird to switch back to paper? Because, you know, prior to all the apps and digital things available, I was using paper as well, but I wasn't stitching this type of project, okay? I was stitching very simple ones. There. Elsie needs a stiff drink. Yes, Lona, please talk her into at least have an x-ray. Just tell her no one's going to force her to do anything she doesn't want to do. But, you know, you just need to know whether anything's broken. Oh, that one isn't. That one isn't the same color. It's quite weird stitching with paper chart. For some reason, this project feels different. It's weird. It feels like I'm trying to find words to describe it. It feels like your relationship or my relationship with my fabric is different. It's hard to explain. Because when there's technology there to help you to do everything, you kind of just, I don't know, maybe the word is more intimate. You're more intimate with your project because you have to be so mindful about what you're doing. I can feel the difference. Okay, so these ones are done. And I did really well. I didn't stitch this one. It will be very easy for me to just do that. I can come over here. There are more stitches actually. I can come over here and do these ones. Oh, there's one more here. Okay, I've got to be careful. And then there's like a little area here. So there's one stitch right here. That's a different symbol. It's tricky, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to move over to this one. Just one stitch. Ah, I know. There's one thing that could potentially be more challenging than stitching paper, guys. I've got it. I've got it. I've got it, guys. Yes. Do you want to know what it is? Can you guess? Travis says, are you updating Saga after each stream, or are you going to update the app after 10-day challenges? I'm going to update. I'm going to save the paper that I'm, paper chart I'm working, and I will do the update after 10 days, because just in case I want to come back to work on some projects that I've already worked on, because 10 days I could potentially work on the same project twice if I want to. So I'm going to do that afterwards, after the challenge. Can anybody guess? Ellen says color symbols charts. What does that mean? Oh, you mean like a color version? The color version of the chart. I never understand that though. Why would people do that? What does that mean? Because sometimes, heaven and earth, they don't have a color charts, but a lot of charts I buy from Etsy or from wherever, they always have a color version. Who uses those? Why do you need those? Why would you look at everything look like they're marked? I don't understand that. Susan. Now, Susan. Susan says intimate study yogi. It's intimate. Because it felt like you're working more closely with Susan. What are you thinking? More closely with your project, because sometimes if you have an app, your focus is very much just allow the app to kind of guide you. You can do min to max, you can do whatever, I don't know, cross country, whatever it is. You just flow with whatever the app tells you. Whereas if you're working with paper, you really have to focus on how you want to proceed. It's not spontaneous. You really need a strategy. That's what I meant, Susan. Seriously. Oh, it's a family show. Elsie says stitching with paper chart using Chris's diagonal method and stitching from the right of the line instead of the left. That's why I need a drink. What do you mean right of the line? You mean like changing direction? And are you not enjoying it? Is that why you need a sip drink? Yes, relax. It's only stitching. See you later, Crafty Tabby. Cat. Oh, Bologna, she might not need surgery, maybe some rehab or something if nothing's broken. And she will be given at least some, remedies for pain. I'm sure it's painful. Definitely have you checked out. I know sometimes moms can be stubborn, My mom was really stubborn as well when it comes to doctors. But you just have to persuade her. On one hand, I fully respect individuals' right to choose what treatment they want, they don't want. Totally respect that. But, I had a really difficult time persuading my mom to get things checked up as well. And to be honest, I'm equally bad. Okay, I really, I'm very lucky. Okay, knock on wood. I've only been to doctors probably less than a handful of time. To be honest, I think it's probably less than 5-6 times, and including dentists. Okay, I'm very, very lucky, but I'm probably, I'm going to end up like my mom. I'm going to be very stubborn when it comes to doctor visits. I understand it. But at the same time, sometimes you have to bite a bullet and do it. And then you can make your choices, whatever you want to do, don't want to do. Where am I? I'm here. Okay, I get it. So I've done this one, and I'm going to do this one. I've done this one. Oh, hang on. Yes, that's correct. Ellen says, another challenge, checkerboard stitching. Stitching one block, skip one block, again, stitching one block. You mean while working with paper chart? I think, Ellen, I think this is going to be actually not hard at all. Because we're talking about it last stream. Block by block parking is probably easier to work with on paper, because you just focus on, you know, just 10 by 10 area here. And the only thing that you do with checkerboard stitching is really just skip a block. So, you know, you just focus on one block at a time. Essentially, it's block by block stitching. You're just creating different formation. Maybe not parking. I don't know. Maybe it's no parking. So you have to end your colors each time, which could be tedious. Can be a challenge, okay, with paper, because you have to switch colors probably more times than you would you normally would with parking. But I don't think it's going to be harder though. No, Ellen. Guys, what do you think, chat? With paper stitching, so if you're not familiar with checkerboard, it's really the first time I saw someone did it was a couple of Japanese floss tubers. Basically, I think just change your flavors for no particular reason. You're not stitching faster or slower, but for whatever reason they decided to do one block at a time and move to the diagonal block, and so on and so forth. So you kind of create a checkerboard pattern. That's it. But ultimately, you're doing block by block stitching, aren't you? So, Ellen, no, I don't think it's harder. But I had an idea. Yes, chocolate time. Guys, I'm going to tell you which will make it harder. But are we talking about paper or non-paper? I should know. I asked the question. Hang on, let me just do this one first, so I know where I am. Okay. So I've done that one just now. So we can have a chocolate break, and then when I come back, I start here. All right, please memorize it for me. I'm going to dot my needle here so I remember. Ooh. Because normally when we have chocolate time, it means we've been stitching probably about 2 hours. I cannot believe that. It doesn't feel like 2 hours. Let me come back here. But I came up with an idea though. No one guessed what I was thinking. I think, guys, let me just zoom out a bit. Let's have chocolate ready, just in case anybody's going to pass out when I suggest it, okay? Have some chocolate ready, maybe a stiff drink, okay? Let me just bring I've got some, I still have some chocolate button actually. Why don't I have chocolate buttons today? I still have quite a few left. Look. Oh, Michelle, I'm so sorry. This is my chocolate button. Okay. And they're pretty giant. Chocolate time, guys. It's snacky time. Please report. What are you snacking? I'm snacking on this giant chocolate button. Yay. I've got my coffee as well. What are you drinking, guys? Oh, this coffee's been calling me since the beginning. It's freshly brewed. Yum. Oh, delicious, this coffee. So smooth. Yum. Pizza. Who's eating pizza? Serena. Yes, pizza time, is it? Serena's in the UK as well. No, Serena's in Belgium. And it's 11:30 over there. It's a pizza time. Well, cheers then. No pineapples, I trust. And Ellen say, we'll know what you think after the break. I know. Yeah, I forgot about that. So no one can guess it. I'm disappointed, Chad. Normally, you normally come up with better ideas than me. Lynn is having cheese. Are you having cheese straws today? Or cheese and crackers? Yum. Oh, I hit the spot. Amanda is having plain, she just had donuts and coffee. Plain donuts. You know what? You know, donuts come in so many different flavors and bits and pieces. I think the best one is the plain ones, isn't it? Krispy Kreme kind of things. I think that's the best. You know, I think all the fancy flavors of all the toppings, etc. It's just noise. You know, donuts is just plain donuts, the best. Sola's having sushi tonight. Wow, that doesn't sound very snacky, but that sounds like a nice meal. Enjoy it. No pineapple. Serena, no pineapple on pizza. And Heather, I'm going to have tea and what is it? Nanamaimo bar? Oh, I think we're about to learn something new. What is it? Tea and Nanaimo bar? What is it, guys? Anybody knows? Or is this something Heather just made up? Lona is having toast. Oh, good old-fashioned toast. Any, is it with butter or something else on top? Peanut butter toast. Yes, it's good. And Susan is having banana ice lolly. I saw a picture you post. I didn't know they actually made banana flavor ice lolly because, you know, banana is not the sexiest flavors in anything really. So I'm quite pleased. I'm quite pleased they have not ignored bananas. Bananas are great because a lot of ice lollies, they're like strawberries, chocolates, whatever, but or coconut or whatever it is. I have not come across banana ones, but I'm very pleased to find out. Lane is having cheese and cracker. Oh, Lona with butter. I like it. Simple. You know, simple ideas are the best. Right. Yes, I'm gonna share my idea about challenging marathon. Okay, and that is, guys, if you think paper chart is challenging, okay, how about no gridding? How about that? Which one is harder? If you had to choose between paper chart only, okay, for full coverage we're talking about, okay, full coverage. If you had to choose between, you know, working with paper charts or no gridding, or no gridding with paper chart, if you're brave, no gridding with full coverage like this. Elisa's having sliced mango. Lovely. You know, I nearly bought something the other day. I walked past one of the yoga studios. I think it was just yesterday. Oh, there was a street vendor, okay, like grocery street vendor. I'm not talking about like fancy ones. Sometimes you go to like French market, etc. No, these are the actual street vendors for like greengrocers on the street, open air, okay. Sometimes you come across them. They're two guys. They were carrying giant, huge, green watermelons, like a whole watermelon. Because sometimes, very often, if you go to supermarket, you get sliced watermelon in a packet, and you can get them, you know, like quite easily. But They're horrible. They're not very nice at all. Very soggy, waterlogged. But I saw these two guys holding giant, not those little green ones, giant, dark green watermelons. And they're trying to move those from their lorry to their display, on the street. I was so tempted. I was on the way to a class. I was so tempted to buy one. But on the way back, I forgot. And watermelon season is now, isn't it? It's so wonderful. I want to have another button. Lona says, my stomach has been mess since Mama fell. Oh, Lona, I'm feeling for you because you must be so worried. Mom is probably in pain as well. Please, I know you have to talk her into going to the doctor, at least have a checkup. Seriously. Because both of you are suffering, which is not good. Joyce says, I'm doing no gridding and paper chat. But Joyce, you're doing a sampler. I know which one you're doing right now. Joyce is doing a 101 alphabet. But with that project, I need to talk to you about that project. But Joyce, that is very nice, very challenging, I'm sure, but not as challenging as doing a chart like this. The other half of my button, I'm trying not to stain my fabric. Heather says it's a Canadian. Okay, let me review the name of the bar. I can't remember. Nanaimo. It sounds very exotic. Is it Canadian? Heather says it's a Canadian invention named after the city on Vancouver Island. Chocolate and coconut based. Vanilla filling with chocolate top. I'm trying to visualize it. So it's a chocolate and coconut base. So is it chocolate bar? What's the main ingredients? Is it vanilla filling with chocolate top? So is it chocolate coating and chocolate and coconut center? Does it not sound like Mars bar? Is it a little bit like Mars bar? Mars bars are, I don't know whether they're known worldwide, but very popular here. It's basically coconut center and coated with chocolate. Sounds a little bit Mars bar. Betty Hankins says the dark watermelon and almost black, they're called sugar babies. Really? Is that what they're called? I love the name. I love them, very sweet. I know, because the sliced watermelon, they're always disappointment. They're just very soggy and just not nice. But occasionally, if you go to some sort of deli shops here, they do sort of, vegetables and fruits. They would have sliced watermelon. You can get like a huge wedge, like mostly red watermelon, and they're nicer because they're not sliced pre-packaged already, and they're just cut into wedges by the shop. But I've never seen like whole ones. Next time when I walk past, which will be Monday, I'm gonna have a look, and maybe I'll carry a huge watermelon home, like weight training, because they just look so good. And this is the best time to have watermelon, isn't it? I love watermelon. But I don't really have them just like mangoes, because mangoes can be really disappointing as well when you buy those pre-sliced ones. They're just like, oh. And, mango here is expensive, so you just get really gutted. I feel really gutted if it's not very nice. Sometimes they're crunchy. Amanda says full coverage is easier than partial coverage. Really? Every stitch can be referenced off another, not as much counting off. That's true. That's true. Amanda is making a really good point there. Even though I do have counterpoint here, okay? But I'll let you finish, Amanda. Amanda says full coverage is easier than partial coverage. Every stitch can be referenced off another, not as much counting off black space where if you go wrong, you will miss the whole piece. True. But it's also depending on the stitching method. It doesn't, if you stay very closely, you know, yes, you do have a lot more reference stitches. And, but if you do something like, you know, cross country, etc., it's, you know, it gets trickier, isn't it? Without gridding. But at the same time, without gridding, even with full coverage, even if you stay close by, because you're switching your colors so frequently, there are just more opportunities to go wrong, I think. Because with samplers, like the samplers I'm stitching with the members, my fabric happens to have gridding, but I think I probably would have been okay without. You know, I just need to count a little bit more carefully when I count away, you know, from a design. But yes, I think they're probably both challenging, but I think full coverage can be quite challenging because particularly with full coverage, if you count even just a couple of stitches incorrectly, it's very hard to tell. Whereas samplers, I think samplers you can probably you know, notice a lot more easily. Lona says Mars and Almond Joys are good. So are Sugar Babies. Are they all names for watermelons? There are watermelons called Mars and Almond Joys. I had no idea. I said watermelons, just watermelons. And there are green ones, there are red ones, there are big ones, there are small ones. I had no idea they have names. All right, let me just come back to my paper cam so I can select my next color. Oh, I forgot to close my highlighters there. Where should I go next? I think I'm going to come back to this area. I think I might go for that one. Hang on. How about this one? I'm going to just circle them because they're all loose stitches. 2, 3, 4. I'm going to just find the surrounding ones first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I want to travel more further? I could, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think the marking is probably going to take equal amount of time as stitching. I have a feeling. Okay, I'm gonna just do these 5. I can't see any more over here. Oh, there's one there. Do I want to do this one? I could, because I've got stitches here already. If I didn't, I probably wouldn't. And there isn't any more. Oh, there's another one. This is like a treasure hunt. Because it's quite close. I can do this one. I think that's it. And there are more over there, but it's different direction. So I'm not going to go there. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. All right. That's my plan. What's yours? Solar says the best donuts are powder sugar covered jelly filled lemon, please. Oh, I can see that. Yeah. If you must have fillings for donuts, yes, jam donuts are probably quite nice. Yes, but what I don't like is when it's too fussed. You know, when you have like this topping, that topping, and then the dough has different flavors as well. It's just like too much. Donuts should be quite simple because, you know, if you like donuts, donuts themselves are great ideas already. You don't need to fiddle with it. So I like my food very simple. But yes, I think jam donuts are nice as well. I'm not sure about lemon filling. I strawberry jams. Strawberry jams are good. Okay, I think it's here, but I need to figure out what it is. I don't know what it is yet. What thread color it is. And this process, normally, working with an app, it probably takes about 3 seconds. I'm here about 2 minutes already. All right, let me come to my thread list here. So this is where, it was slightly more labor intensive. So I'm looking for an I symbol. Here, found it. 9:30. 9:30. And strangely, can I confess, so far, I kind of like the fact that the stitch counts are not being tracked. strangely relaxing about that, even though I never chase stitch counts. But for some reason, because it's being logged, every single move you make, not having that is kind of nice, because what happens, no problem. What's happening here? Why do I still have my needle with thread attached? Have I forgotten to do something? I think I've forgotten to do something. Why do I have a, this is a mystery. What was the last color I was working on? I can't remember because I still have the needle with a thread attached. And I just moved on to something else. Seriously. Where was I? What was the last color I was doing? Was it the square ones? I totally lost track. I was here somewhere. I still have a few more to do, guys. And I just moved on. Dear, oh dear. I think I was here. Yes, I was here. Remember, I said I was coming back to this area and I forgot about it completely. I just picked a different color. That's okay. Next one would be this one, okay? I've got a thread ready already. Seriously. No, I was here. I was still working on these ones. That's why. I was thinking, why do I have a needle with a thread attached already? This is how you get to 60 stitches, okay, guys? Barlow says, I'm challenging myself to stitch with both hands right now. I keep forgetting, though, and my dominant hands takes over. Yes, I did that as well. It took a while for me to readjust. Definitely. It will take a little bit before it becomes kind of part of your body, Yes. Because prior to full coverage, I was stitching with one hand as well because it was okay. It was just like, dimensions type of project. You can stitch with one hand, but with this one, it's just not very efficient. I'm sure some people probably stitch with one hand as well, but I don't recommend it. I think it's just better. I think this is where I am, isn't it? Yes. Just totally forgot I was still stitching this color. Joy says, what do you mean 101 not challenging? You don't even take first step. Just fabric. Ouch. Ouch. Yes, I forgot to mention, yes, I need to talk about the 101 situation, okay? Yes, Joyce, you're quite right. I'm not saying it's not challenging. I'm saying that non-gridding, comparing to sort of sampler type of charts versus full coverage. And Joyce is quite right at pointing out that I have not got my fabric. I need to update you with the situation. All right, Joyce. I did order my fabric from Lakeside, okay? And what happened was for some reason, I ordered two when I checked out without realizing. So I've got my fabric. I know which fabric I want. So I order, for some reason, I checked out with two and I realized it as soon as I finished the transaction. So I tried to cancel. I asked them to cancel one of them, but for some reason, they canceled both of them. So basically, I'm now ended up with zero fabric. So I took that as the universe's cue for me to maybe slow down a little bit. And I've decided I will start the project, but not immediately, because recently, time is not on my side. And I still have a lot of projects that I focus on. And I've just started fusion, vibrant fusion. Stitch is so beautiful, and I barely have done anything to it. So I will be starting 101 alphabet, but it's probably going to be sometime in June or later on. And I know quite a lot of you have got the fabric and the chart ready to go. If you're ready to go, go for it. If you want to wait for me and start with me, and I think it's going to be June or maybe the beginning of July. I just wanted to kind of slow down a little bit and focus on what I've got already and do a little bit more, particularly for Vibrant Fusion. And my sleep time, I barely done anything with sleep time recently. So let me just mark this one. So yes, so I will attempt to get the fabric again in June or July, and I will start then. I want to wait until I'm ready to go, just in case I change my mind with the fabric. I think I'm pretty sure what I want, and I have found the fabric, precise fabric that I need. But I will get the fabric then, and I will start here on as a main quest. Okay, even though it's not full coverage. So this is my 101 situation, and when you're going to start yours is up to you. If you want to wait for me, it'll be quite fun to start together. But otherwise, I will start later. Heather says it's not a chocolate bar. It's like a thin brownie with vanilla topping and topped with real chocolate. Oh, so it's more like brownie then. So it's chocolate based. So it's a chocolate thingy, but with coconut and vanilla topping. Ah, that sounds nice. So it's more like a cake kind of texture. Solar says, I agree. The full coverage is easier. The sampler type, you have to be a lot more precise. But the thing is, because I'm trying to visualize not gridding with my sampler projects, which is recently I've been working on the Manor House. Is it Manor House? Yes, Manor House pattern as well, the tree one. I can probably manage that pattern without gridding, because you know, with samplers, whatever you're stitching is more obvious, like a tree or a flower or something. So you have a lot more kind of visual reference in that sense. And obviously, counting is always tricky, but you know, I can count. I can have counting mistakes even with the gridding. You know, Giggle Rouge, anyone, but overall, I think where am I here? I've done that one. And this, where am I? Here. Have I done this one? 1, 2, 3. Skip one. Okay, I have. This one I've done as well. I've got more down here. I can move down here. I need to focus because I just keep sidetracked to other things. So I have just completed this area with 1 stitch. Okay, everything's looking good. And I still have some thread left. So I'm going to continue to venture to over here. Maybe I can use that as a guide here. Something like that. Amanda says, I do my full coverage when I'm frustrated or worn out from samplers and partial coverage. Oh, Amanda, you're alien. That's why. You actually find, well, I'm not saying samplers are easier at all. Depends on the patterns. You can be very, very tricky. Totally. So by no means, I'm not saying samplers are easier. I'm sure it's not. Where am I? I'm over here. 2 stitches away. 1, 2. There. And I kind of just thinking about how I should, which direction I should be flowing. Two down. Yes, I'm definitely going to get some watermelon. And also, you know, like street greengrocers, they tend to be a lot cheaper as well. I don't know what a, you know, giant watermelon will cost me. I'll try to guess. I think, because it's not those really long ones. Those are really, really big. This one is more like round, but much bigger than the regular sort of yellow watermelons, which is you rarely see over here. I'm trying to guess. I think it would be about £10. I'm guessing. I have no idea what watermelon will cost, but I guess it will be £10, and I'll report back and let you know if I do buy one. One, two. Oh, I've done this one, these 2 already. Hello, Ginny. Ginny says, we went to an old-time candy place on our days off. It was so fun seeing the old-time candy. Oh, like some sort of vintage candy shop. That sounds like fun. Okay, those two are done. And then there's 3 more and then 2. Ruby Rose says, I have a hard challenge. I've got a project that's paper chart, no gridding, on black. Hang on, Ruby. Slow down. Hang on, let me bring this up. What? Paper chart, no gridding, on black fabric, and with black threads. It's black on black fabric, and the pages are double the normal size paper. It's really difficult, but I'm halfway through. So black paper, so black fabric. How about the colors? Are they quite contrasting colors? Paper chart, no gridding, black fabric, double the normal size paper. What does that mean? Double the normal size paper. What is the normal size paper? A4? So 2 A4 papers? Yes, we occasionally we, there will be questions in the chat about how to tackle dark fabric when you stitch it. And I think someone suggested using some sort of light box, isn't it? Or something like that. From, you know, and place it under the fabric so you can see the holes. I think the trick is being able to see the holes properly. And also it depends on fabric count as well. 14 count is different from if you're stitching 25 dark fabric, right? But yes, that's definitely a challenge. No kidding. It's not going to be a marathon like that, okay, guys? Put that thought away. I think a no gridding might be a fun one. I don't know. I think now I'm doing paper charts. You know, I think the challenge would be doing something that's even harder. I think in my mind, no gridding would be harder than paper chart. Paper chart is just fiddly. You know, you have to look for thread colors. You have to do the marking manually. But these things can be, you know, ironed out. But no gridding is just pure, I don't know. Pure what? I have no idea. Willpower. 2. 1, 2. Do I want to do these ones? So I've done these ones already. I still have a little bit of thread left. I might soldier forward. So these ones are going to be a little bit confusing because I pre-marked these ones thinking I was doing them, but I'm not. So you know what? I can change color, can't I? I can change a different color for the border. Oh, yes. So I'm not going to get confused. So I'm going to do these ones. Right. And ignore the pink ones. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 stitches. One, 2, 3. Lola says if you hit your back arrow, it would tell you the last color. Ha 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 ha, Lola. Lynn says Yogi, they have them fancy donut shops in London. They look amazing. Which ones? I'm sure there are a lot of fancy donut shops, but I don't like really fussed donuts. I think donuts are best. And I don't like donuts, they taste like cakes. You know, some donuts, they have texture. It's more like, you know, cakes than donuts. I think donuts for me, those fried ones, well, they should be fried, aren't they? Are the really soft, bready ones, you know, like Krispy Kremes. Kristen says black square upper left. What do you mean by that? Upper left? Oh, I'm nervous when Kristen is here. It's Kristen stitching tiny stitches. And Kristen, are you a paper girl? Kristen is not a paper girl, is she? Michelle says, I did not grip my fabric before starting paper chart challenge. I think I will stop doing it. Do it now. Right. So is it a full coverage you're doing, Michelle? So yes, I think gridding helps a little bit. Balanat says, what about a vote? Oh, someone remembers. Should we do a vote then? Just to get the temperature of the chat, right? It doesn't mean we have to do it. Oh, Laura says, I have started alphabets. Laura, you cheater. At least, you know, at least Joyce is, you know, being full transparent. Laura sneakily started. Oh dear. Yes, go for it. I will catch up, okay? I'll catch up in June or July when my mind is ready. It's just so much going on right now. And I don't want to start a project when I don't feel fully ready, you know. And this project, you know, this chart has been with me for 3 years. I can wait for a few more weeks. Alison says Yogi's June on Monday. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? So I think if I were to start probably end of June or maybe beginning of July with 101. Yes, Alison, is shocking. I mean, Alison, I still remember we just done the New Year marathon. I know we did another one, okay, but the New Year marathon for me is kind of the kind of, you know, turning point from what clearly is New Year's Eve is a turning point from one year to the other, but it feels like it doesn't feel like that was such a long time ago. But now we're in June. Seriously, what is happening? And soon we will be talking about festive stitching very soon. Maybe we can do a Christmas in July, right? To soften the blow a little bit. So, you know, just get it started rather than having Halloween and also Christmas starting at the same time. So that one is done. Oh, the vote. I'm not ignoring it, okay? I'm not trying to escape from it. We can do a little vote. Why not? Let's just have a laugh, okay? But the thing is, though, so it's one or the other, right? So it's either paper chart only or no gridding, but you're allowed to use apps, right? That's what we're talking about, to see which one is harder. I think paper chart and no gridding is just, you know, it's like Mountain Everest. They're reserved for the top athletes. For mere mortals, that's probably too much. So let me put something out here, and you let me know, right? You let me know who you are, who you are really as a stitcher. Here we go. Let me write up this one here. All right. Let me write it, okay? All right, I'm gonna ask, which marathon challenge should we do next? All right, so I'll let you choose. So no gridding. Do we need to, should we narrow down to full coverage, or does it matter? We can iron out the details, okay? Here we go. I'm gonna hit the button, and you guys, okay? All of you watching, let me know who you are as a stitcher. Go. One, two, one, two, and in the meantime, I'm stitching. I'll leave it up there for a few minutes, okay? Elsie says, I have a Halloween theme retreat coming. Oh, really? Coming up and mid-June. So I've been working on exchange things. So the Halloween retreat is in June. That is, yes, that is starting very early. That sounds lovely, though. Yes. How about Christmas retreat in June? So Christmas in July, Halloween in June. We just want everything early. So those two are done. I want to see how it goes. Oh, interesting split. I'm going to leave it there for a little bit more. Okay. Interesting. And Suzanne says, I have no grid on my Santa project. Oh, is it full coverage, Suzanne? Okay, one stitch here only. And there's a little one here. I'm not sure if I want to do it. No, to keep it simple, I'm going to end my thread here. And it, you know, looking at the number, it would be interesting to know people pick the challenge. Are they picking it because they think it's easier, or are they picking it because they think it's a, you know, it's more challenging, right? So people might choose different ones for different reasons. Ellen says, I stitch gridding and digital. That's not a challenge, Ellen. That's just a normal day. Alison says, isn't June because it's halfway to Halloween. I know is, you know, Halloween in June and Christmas in July. But for me, Halloween is more like, it's not a real thing. You know what I mean? It's more like a fun thing. It's a little bit like just a nice reason to party. Christmas is more like, you know, I don't know, more like a holiday. So Halloween for me is not such a big thing. But it's fun to have a theme, right? Lucy Lou says, I use paper and gridding, but would love to go digital. Is that a challenge? Maybe a separate challenge. Going digital. So it's on hand dye fabric. So you're not supposed to grid when you're doing hand dye. Is that why? Because you can't wash it. Oh, maybe that's why. That's super challenging, yes. But I'm sure it's going to be very beautiful. Betty says, I think it's 155 days till for Halloween. Yes. Not very long time away, because, you know, from New Year to this point, it doesn't feel like it's been that long, but we're half a year, you know, almost half of the year gone. I'm going to give you, give it another 2 minutes. Okay. If you just joined us, we have a poll on the screen here. You can join us. You know, we do marathons, and on the next marathon, we're talking about challenges. Okay. So I don't know, you may pick something because it's easier, but I would recommend that you pick the one that you think is more challenging for you, genuinely. And we might do it as a marathon. No promises, who knows? But, you know, I want to find out what kind of stitches we've got in the chat here. So it's color as well, it's dark. Yes, how do you even grid? You know, with Amanda's challenging situation now with dark fabric, how do you even grid? Oh, I suppose you can use lighter. Is there such a thing as a lighter fabric pen that you can draw? I don't know, how do you even grid black fabric, for instance? Maybe using the thread. Yes, I can. Yes, that's probably a great way to grid fabric that's really hard to grid or can't be gridded using the thread. But it's quite labor intensive, isn't it? Yes, I know. It's just so much work, because just gridding with threads is like a project by itself. Oh, so there's white chalk pencils. So chalk-based pencils, can they be removed? Or because I just imagine, because you know, if you do if you have done sewing, there's sort of chalk you can do, you can use for lines for sewing, but normally they disappear. You know, they're kind of designed to be gone after a while, and you could draw lines with those chalk pieces, but they're not meant to be very permanent. Well, not permanent, but if you know, handle the fabric a little bit, it disappears. So Elsie says Clover makes an iron away white pen. Yes, yes, provided they actually go away. Okay, let's look at the poll. I'm gonna end it. Okay, I'm gonna end the poll here. Now I'm gonna count down to 3. You still have the last chance. 2, 1. I'm gonna end it. Let's have a look. So the end result, we have 40% for the paper chart. Hang on. 40% for voting. Oh, hang on. So 40% for paper chart only, and 60% voted for no gridding. Interesting. So more people would like to do the no gridding challenge. And yes, as I said, it's people either choose what they choose because they think it's easier to tackle, or is it harder as a challenge? We don't know. But so currently, no gridding is has a lot more vote. Interesting. No gridding. There you go. Well, Ellen, maybe no, paper chart isn't so hard that I'm feeling right now. Yes. I'm not sobbing yet. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to move on to the next one. So I've already pre-selected this one. I got sidetracked. So I've already have my thread already. So yes, I'll definitely use those sort of iron sort of heat removal pens rather than using the thread, because it's just like so much work. Okay, where am I here? I need to find my spot. So there's one stitch there. One, two. Oh, it's interesting. Have I missed one stitch? Oh, why don't they match? They don't match. Up there. That one. Okay. I found my spot. Ellen says, why do I always make mistakes with cross country, even with gridded fabric? Do you know how far you travel though, Ellen? How far do you normally travel? I think the further you travel, probably more likely you're going to make mistakes, because counting away, like we said, we just talked about, counting away stitches is always tricky. Gridding, even with gridding, because you could literally count it, miscount blocks like I did with Gecko Rouge. My Gecko Rouge situation is basically I just skip one entire block, not even miscounting stitches, just skip entire block and started to stitch correctly, but just wrong block. So that could happen, particularly with smaller count higher count fabric, because my Gecko Rouge is 28 as well, and because either this block or that block, to be honest, is not that far a distance. For 14 counts you can probably notice if you miss a block, but other than that, for 28 can be done very easily. Susan says, Yogi, if you do no grid marathon, you have to start a new piece. Well, either that, because with my gridding, I only grid as I stitch. So I could potentially just move to an area that I have not gridded yet. If I zoom out a little bit, you can see, even though this area has been gridded, but the remaining fabric is totally plain still. So with a project like this, I could just move somewhere that has no, oh, I wouldn't dare. This just sends, chill down my spine, seriously. No gridding. With paper chart, in my mind, is more about working out a method and a workflow. But with no gridding, I really don't know what to do. With no gridding, basically, I'm just hoping for the best, because how do you even verify? How do you even know if you make a mistake? At what point you're going to, find out something's wrong? Maybe you don't. Maybe that's the trick. With no gridding, you just keep stitching. For instance, if I'm trying to think, with my Gecko Rouge 1.0, the first try, my first attempt, if I didn't have gridding, I don't know. I'm not even sure. The only reason I discovered the overlapping issue was because I checked the total stitch count of the entire piece, and it didn't match. And the reason I had to, I actually even tried to add up all the stitches was purely because I tried to transition from Pattern Keeper to Saga. If I didn't do that, honestly, I'd probably still be stitching that piece, because I just wouldn't know. It was so subtle. The errors are so subtle. I just wouldn't know. That one done, and then there's another one diagonally down here. And then there's another one below this one. Because if you do no gridding, you probably just keep stitching and blissfully not aware anything's wrong. Maybe that's the trick. Elisa says, everything I have going already had stamped gridding or the silky silver gridding. I'm sorry, I'm not talking, taking it out. It's okay, Elisa. Just start a new project. And we need proof, okay? We need to see plain fabric with nothing on it. It's quite okay. We have the third option. Start a new project, just like, Susan said. Exactly, that's what Betty just said. Exactly. Alisa is thinking. Alisa is, quite naive still. She's our new friend here, and she doesn't know we're so cunning. We can see through, all the lies and excuses, because it happens every day. See you later, Serena. Well done. Well done. It's 12:30 over where Serena is. So, 99. Have a sweet dream. Love you. No excuses, Alisa. And Barlow says, I fear an ungridded marathon will actually become a frogging marathon for Yogi. And for you, Barlow, do not laugh at Yogi. If you join in, it will be a frogging marathon. Frogging party, how's that? A frogging party for us. And skip 2, 1, 2, and 3. Susan says, I need to start a new piece. Travis says there was a lady doing Lord Lebanon. Oh, the Lord, the mysterious person, the charting, the giant Pokemon chart. Okay, and she went around the edge of the first and didn't notice until someone pointed it out. The top half was shifted over 3 stitches. Who pointed that out? That's more freaky than actual mistakes. 3 stitches, someone noticed. Yes. And I think depends on how it's charted and what type of, pattern that's on the fabric. I think, for very subtle transitions, you probably just don't notice. I was so surprised with my Gecko Rouge, craft shelf, craft cupboard. I literally did not notice for 2.5 years, not one bit. I remember when I stitching the red rope. I don't know whether you even remember. There was one bit. It kind of just, taper out in a weird way and then reappear. And I thought it was just art because it's not, that piece is so abstract. It's coming out of someone's imagination. So I thought maybe that was a chosen style. I literally just did not notice. Okay, 3 here, and I have 2 more down here. 1, 2. Two more, 1 here. Okay, I'm doing these 2 here. Madhu says I've done a full coverage from Golden Kite without gridding. Oh. And did it look like the mock-up at the end? Or did you for some reason that there was just, additional bits being added, like looking like Pokemon or something? Suki says, what count fabric is this? This is 28. Susan says, you'll be saying, where am I? Yes, like, a lot. Yes. Or who am I? What am I doing here? All sorts of questions, profound questions. Okay, so this is done. This one. All right, these 2 are done. And this color is 930. Going back. Okay then, next symbol. So I've done these ones. Bring out the pink one. If I'm really brave, I can probably do these ones. I know there are not going to be a lot of stitches. You know what? There are a lot of pink circles here. I can switch color to kind of tell them apart because I just have a feeling that I'm gonna get confused. So I can do this one. I'm gonna use purple. Oh, this one's thick. 2. That's it. 2 stitches. Okay, so I'm looking for the symbol here. Instantly. Oh, I thought I found it. No. Here. Not bad. Found it right away. 3-leaf clover. A38. Travis says she's going through and fix it all. How? How many stitches does she have to fix? We're talking about frogging here, right, Travis? If there are just few stitches, yes, but we're talking about blocks of stitches. I mean, and also 3 stitches. I don't know, depending on the fabric, because there are a lot of Pokemons. So the patterns, you know, I suppose with 3 stitches off, I don't know whether you'll notice really, because they're not real creatures, isn't it? I'm sorry, Travis. Sorry to break the news to you, but they're not real creatures. So, Travis is gonna go, no, they're real. But yes, so the Pokemons and also different designs, you probably would not miss unless there's some sort of line that's continuous and it's not, you know, it's broken for some reason, then perhaps you would notice. Otherwise, if it's just, you know, subtle color transitions, you probably wouldn't notice. Okay, I'm gonna find my stitches here. So there is a little bit over here and just next to it. Okay, so here with 2 stitches, isn't it? There, that's right. One stitch, skip one. Elisa says, the piece I'm stitching for the paper pattern challenge, I have restarted 3 times. I just can't find the right look I want. What do you mean right look? If you're following the pattern, are you talking about, are you changing the fabric and stitch fabric count, etc.? Is that what you're referring to? So it's not the papers. It's not a paper chart. That's the issue. It's a spec. 2 stitches. So this bit is probably reflecting more realistically what it would be like stitching full coverage, you know, for heaven and earth patterns using paper, because you just have to do color changes quite frequently. Because literally just 2 stitches here of this color. That's it. Oh, there's another one here actually. Yes, I didn't see it. Let me circle that. 1, 2. There's another one here. Oh, there are a few others, but I don't know whether I should travel. There's another one here. 1, 2, 3. I think that's it. Okay, if that's it, I'm going to do them all. I was about to end it. No. In that case, I'm going to go over there. I think the best way to relax with paper chart, because you know, particularly now I've just literally just started to try to find out how to stitch it properly. It will slow down. So you know, whatever your average stitches are, we're talking about half of it probably, depends on the pattern. So I think the best way to relax is just not to think about how many stitches you've done, and focus on working out a way that's kind of most efficient, and just take it from there. Because if you try to rush and thinking I'm stitching slower than usual, then you get stressful. you know, you probably get really frustrated. But if you just let it go. Oh, there's another one down here, actually. I just found it. This is like, you know, finding Pokemons, catch them all. Look, there's another one. And there are a few more over there, but they're kind of a little bit far away, so I'm going to stop here, actually. Got to catch them all. Here we go. So these ones, I want to mark them. I have not marked them. Very naughty. So these ones I've done. And there's one more. One more down here. There. See you later, Joyce, 99. And Lizzie as well. Kristen says there are 2 more clovers on the left where you are. Have I marked them? I think I've found them all, haven't I? I can't see any more. I think I've found them, haven't I? Right? Because there are a few more over here, but it's quite far away. Oh, there's one more there. I missed it. Now I've traveled down here. I don't want to take my thread up. Yes, there's another one here. I missed it. I will come back and fix it. I don't want to take my thread from the bottom up. It's kind of quite far. Or maybe it doesn't matter because it's relatively unstitched. Yeah, let me do it. Let me do it. Let me do that one as well. And I've totally forgot to mark the stitches with a different color. I just used the purple to do it. Oh, it's all right. It's the same thing, isn't it? Okay, and I'm going to take it up here. All right, then. Let me do it. Lisa says, I've been changing the fabric count. Right, so it's definitely nothing to do with the fact you're stitching with paper pattern. It just, yeah, sometimes it happens. You know, and you know, if you're not stitching on the fabric count and you're totally happy, you probably notice it. You just feel like, you know, it just doesn't flow. You don't like what you see on the fabric. And I think, you know, it's the best policy is probably just change it rather than trying to soldier through. Okay. And this one is A3H. Going back. And this one is marked as well. So for pre-selection, if it's not in a big block, I just kind of circle it. It's kind of easier. Let's see, what should I do next? This one then. We can do this one. A little cross. 1, 2. I think that's it. 3, for, I think, searching for symbols. If you can make it into a game, it's kind of fun. Even though it's not part of stitching, but let me see. And also you can start to form the journey you want to go. Because if not, if I don't do the pre-selection, literally, I need to go through this process as I'm stitching, right? I need to stitch one and I need to look for the next one. And so I suppose you could do that, but you don't get to decide which paths you go. Because, for instance, this symbol, it's got more stitches on the left there. And I might not want to travel that way for whatever reason. But if I can pre-select, then I can decide which direction I want to go. Oh, this one is interesting because it's got a few more here. I could, okay, so that one is slightly isolated, but so I can flow down this way and back. Maybe do these three as well. And there's one over here. Oh dear. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to start from here, travel down here, circle back. That would be my strategy. It's like, you know, if you're driving, if you're on GPS, or Google Map, you just map out your route. Okay, and I need to find the thread. It's a cross. Cross there. 3799. 3799. Lona says, where's Waldo? Yes, exactly. It's like, you know, those puzzle games. Find all the 20 kittens in a pattern, that kind of game. 3799. And you have to find all the 20 kittens. Oh, by the way, guys, I need to update you the Lily situation. I have not seen Lily for 3 days now. I think she's embarked on some sort of little trip. I think she's gonna come. He's gonna come back. For sure. I think, you know, cats like Lily, even though he's very sweet, but he's not a house cat. He's got a different way of living. Sometimes he would go on a journey, and I have not seen him for 3 days. And it's quite ironic because the last few months, you know, all of you have been here with me, you know, hearing Lily crying, trying to come in, trying to break in. And now he's finally accepted to come into the house whenever he wants. He's now gone on some sort of trip. I don't know where he's gone. I hope to see him soon. I miss him, actually. And I miss Oriole. See, I went from 1 cat to 4 cats and now back to 1 cat at this point. Where am I? Here, 3 stitches. Betty Hankins says he's chasing skirt. I think he is, you know, this is the season, and also he's not neutered. It's entirely possible. Yes, Betty, very good point. Because it's kind of mating season normally in the spring, summer. Absolutely. I think he's probably having a great time. Oh dear. There are going to be more cats in this area with his last name. One, I'm going to mark as I go because they're all over the place. You're quite right. It's just mating season, isn't it? Oh, there's one. Oh, no. I thought I missed one. That one was as long as having a good time and is keeping himself safe. And it's all good. Because he's been living like this for a long time, you know, on his own terms. Susan says creating the next generation for you. I know. That's quite funny. Yes. A brand new generation. And it's been so warm as well. I think it just accelerated the process. Let me see. I'm gonna do the one on the right first. And then 2 stitches away. Andrea says it's definitely mating season. My rooster decided to be a bully, so he's got in timeout. Oh dear! Do they become aggressive because of that? Where am I? 2, 1, 2. Okay. This stitch looks a little bit iffy. Why does it look like that? It just looks a little bit weird. Oh, that's because I crossed 2 stitches. That's why. Very naughty. Why am I here? Okay, I have not even finished this stitch. I haven't finished this stitch. Right. 1, 2, 3. It's still visually kind of challenging. Okay, that one. I have another one over here. You know what, guys? I just realized I can really see the benefit of doing what Heather does. Changing the color of the pen for each color. Because at the moment, what is confusing me is I cannot tell, not very clearly, which stitch I have just done, because I'm marking them with the same color. I think I'm getting it now. You know what I'm going to do next session is to do, or try to do what Heather does by changing the color of the pen each time. So when you're stitching like the same area here, you know, I'm trying to explain, because at the moment, all these blue stitches I'm trying to recognize as marked stitches. It's fine, I can tell they're done, but if I'm trying to reference the last stitch I've just done, for whatever reason, I can't because they all look blue. But if I swap color each time with a new symbol, I will be able to do that more easily. You know what I mean? I can totally see the reason why that could be useful. Isn't it, Heather? Right? Because at the moment, what I just kept getting really confused because I couldn't tell where I travel from. Because everything's being marked by the same color. And now I don't know where I am. Okay, here. Is it here? That's what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to swap color as I go. And now I'm going to come back. One. And there's another one. Lynn says, Yogi, I hope he has not got knocked down. I hope not. My mind is not going there just yet because, you know, Lily is really very, very independent. He's kind of the boss cat. And it's not unusual for him to wander off, even though the last few months, you know, he was very persistent in coming in over here, probably because he got refused. He's probably not used to being, you know, turned down, you know, people saying no to him. You know, he doesn't normally get no as an answer. So he's trying to make me do what he wanted me to do. And now he's done. He's moving on. I'm sure he's coming back, you know. But he's probably having a great time. Catherine says, marking a chart progress on one you have lost is so tedious. I cross country, so even more. Wishing I was a block stitcher right now. Oh, right. Do you mean like if you miss a symbol, miss a stitch of a symbol that you are stitching? Yes, it's like a treasure hunt, isn't it? 1, 2. Yes, Andreas. Lily's definitely the boss cat. I'm sure a lot of cats in this area probably bear his DNA. Probably have to call him granddad. I don't know how many generations this is produced. Hello, passion for stamping. Ginny says, doesn't the confusion make you want to use Saga? Just kidding. But you know what, Ginny? My mindset right now is really to learn as much as I can, you know, for this 10-day period. And probably because it's time boxed, you know, Janine, I'll be honest with you, because it's time boxed. So I know I can go back to Saga. Okay. So it's like, you know, the difference between being locked up in prison as an experience, you know, like some sort of fun boot camp that you get, you know, you kind of simulate being a prisoner. And not saying this is being a prisoner, but you know what I mean. And versus being actually locked up for life. That's the difference. So at the moment, even though the challenges I'm going through is probably just like someone who's stitching this way all the time are going through at some point. But I know this is, you know, being time boxed for 10 days. So I'm not worried about it. So I'm not trying to get out of it. I'm trying to stay here, very, you know, fully present and try to learn from the experience. But this is day 2, okay? I don't know what I'm going to say by day 6. Okay, I've got these 3 stitches done. Have I? No, I have downs. Oh, I have. I probably have 2 over here and 1 over there. I'm just not sure. And this is with gridding, okay? Imagine if I didn't. I think that's all the stitches. Do I want to go further? I could, because I have more here. I've just finished. I'm going to switch a different color for circling, because everything is starting to look the same. I'm going to circle this one because I'm right here, actually, the last stitch. So these are so close by. But I'm just wondering which direction I should travel, because I could just keep going, but I shouldn't. Or maybe I should focus on this bit. Look at that. This is so nice. Like a nice big block of, oh, keeps going. Big block of the same symbol. I'm here. I can do these 2 as well. And then I'll leave the rest of them for the next round. Well, that's quite a lot of stitches. Not bad. So what's next? That one I've done. This one on top. Oh, Catherine, your tablet died and you lost the progress. Did you not back up on a cloud or a different location? Yes, that can be a problem. And particularly if you cross country, that is a nightmare. If you do block by block stitching or row by row, it's relatively easy, you know, to mark all the stitches again. But if you, so I'm here, I am going to start that process of marking them with different color pen. I'm going to do pink, actually, so it's a lot easier. So what should I do with the smudging, the ink smudging? without having a laser printer, what would be a solution for this? Lamination. Can you write on top of the coating though? Is it possible? Three. Okay. Ellen says, after these 10 days, you will have to learn how to use Saga again. That's quite true. I'll probably relearn Saga from, from scratch. Yes. I'll probably go, well, just let me go back to paper. At least I know how to use it. Travis says, if you did a no grid challenge, you will probably have to use Gemma's method. I don't know. It will be interesting to try. I don't know whether it's going to create complications or make it easier, because, prior to start to the challenge, in my mind, I would think that the closer you can stay by, where you're stitching, is probably easier. So Gemma's method, color flow, or the original, basically just easing away from the stitches. It might worth trying actually, because I want to try stitching either block by block parking or Gemma's method of some kind, and see whether it actually made things easier. Two stitches. I mean, in my head, that makes sense, but I don't know if it's actually true. Okay, that one's done as well. And then two from top. Oh, there's another one here. I forgot. Hang on. There's another one. Okay, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave this stitch above for the next round. Catherine says it was on Pattern Keeper, but Pattern Keeper you can do backup as well. It's a little bit tedious. You have to do it chart by chart. If you have a lot of projects, it's really tedious, isn't it? Amanda says you could use dry erase markers on it if it's laminated. Dry erase markers? Oh, so you need special markers. No, that's too much work. But I think I might try using color pencils next time. You know what I mean? To see if it's a little bit better. I mean, it's workable. It's just really ugly. So I don't know how Heather and all the other people doing marking their chart, because do they all have laser printers lying around the house? Because they all look so beautiful and clean. So this is entire row to the right side. So I should be safe to just keep stitching. Oh, she says, is that the print that's smudging or the marker? It's definitely the print. Well, it's a marker on the print. That's smudging. So I think the ink, for whatever reason, just yes. If you look at the tip of my if you look at the tip of my pen here, well, let's have a look. The paper cam. If you look at the tip of my ink here, it's definitely picking up the ink. So Alison says you can mark over laminated sheets, but I think pre-markers will be wiped off by second color. On completion, because it stays on the surface, does it? And it takes a long time to dry, probably. It's like writing on plastic. So eventually it dries, but it takes a long time. So that's not ideal. Maybe I can try color pencils next time. And this color might be my last one. I think I'm going to just finish off this area that I marked out. So I've just done an entire row here. And I've got one more row underneath. Catherine clearly did not. Yes, I know. I'm asking the obvious. But it's quite tedious if you have to do an individual, pattern. I mean, even with Saga on iOS, you can do bulk saving. You can save the entire everything within that app. Still, I forget to do it. Whenever I remember, I try to do it. I probably don't even do it weekly. I probably do it every couple of weeks when I remember. So, it's a little bit risky. I wish they could just save everything on the cloud automatically, but that creates complication for the, on the technical side, because that means in order to do that, I don't know, do you then? Oh no, you don't actually, because I was thinking if they were to provide the cloud saving functionality, meaning that they will have to have some sort of account you can sign in, so they could yeah, they probably do actually, because all the cloud saving, all the apps and system platforms that have cloud saving function, you probably have to sign in into an account of some sort, because on the app end, they need to know who you are and what you have saved. Even if you're not saving onto their cloud space, you could be linked up to Google Drive, for instance, or iCloud. They probably still need some sort of ways to identify what is being synchronized. And it becomes complicated from a technical point of view, that you have to sign into an account, really. That's a different kind of operation. Because everything should be just saved automatically. We're 2026. No, we're 1982. I forgot. My little legs are still paddling, and we're powered by candle lights. I forgot. No, Lona says, I use color pencils to mark my paper charts. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try color pencils tomorrow. Sarah Vian says, I get an angled highlighter. I do one quick swipe and do highlights. And to highlight, that's it. Yes, because my chart, I actually printed the symbol out probably bigger than I probably normally would. So, the camera can pick up quite easily. So it takes a little bit, of going back and forth to fill the space. I think if you print the average A4 sheets or a little bit bigger even, you probably can just go over in one sweep. But these are a little bit bigger. How far do I go with this one? To the edge of the block. Jackie says I use highlighters and change color each day, so I know what I've stitched each day. Oh, so yes, Jackie, that's probably for slightly different purposes. That is more for mark, so you kind of roughly know how many stitches you've done. You can probably do, that's quite clever as well. But I think what Heather does is, Heather, if you're here, you can explain it. But from if I understood correctly, she changes, switch color each time she changes to different symbol. So if you're stitching within one area, like I am right now, it's a little bit easier to tell what have just, you can tell them apart in terms of where you've just stitched. Because I got really confused earlier on. And I have 2 more stitches to go, I think. 2 more stitches. I can't believe it's 4 hours. It's crazy, isn't it? And clearly, clearly today I've done about 3,000 stitches. I'm sure you'll agree. I have just, I'm just flying through these stitches and nobody's business. Oh, this one just popped out. This is one of the rare occasions my tuck-in stitches kind of popped out. It happens sometimes. All right, this one is my last one today. I think today is a little bit more successful in terms of marking, right? There are still things I need to iron out, like the smudging. I didn't see this coming. And also, I think fundamentally, 2 colors kind of worked. Because of the smudging, it's not working. I can't really overlay colors that well. Let me just switch to the paper cam here. But, generally, I think this method, pre-selection and then fill in, even with loose stitches, it kind of works. It kind of works. It clearly doesn't work as elegantly as if you have an entire block area, entire patch of the same stitches. But this is probably more normal situation, isn't it, when you're working? And I think tomorrow what I'm going to modify would be possibly 2 things. One is switching colors with each symbol, see what happens there. And also, I will maybe try pencils as well to see which one works better. Because with pencils, you probably can't overlap colors easily, but they won't smudge really with the pencils. So smudging is not going to be a problem with pencils, but it's not going to overlap like the highlighters would. So these are the changes I will make for tomorrow. And but I think today has already flown, a lot more easily with the marking, pre-selection and marking. So I'm quite pleased with that. Quite pleased with that. So let me come back. Let me just finish my last leg here and end my stitch here. Betty says, I hit 8. What? Oh, not 8 stitches. Betty says 8 use the color pencils, but only color per day. What? What does that mean, Betty? Betty says, I use the color pencils, but only 1 color per day. Oh, right. So did I misunderstand it? Did I misunderstand what Betty is doing there? Just making sure I'm talking to the same Betty. So Betty Johnson, right? But no, it's Becky Hankins. But Becky Johnson, not Becky Johnson. Heather Johnson. Heather. Oh my God, my brain is fried. I'm so sorry. No, this is so Betty is switching each day, 1 color each day, and Heather is switching every symbol. So yes, I can see the reasoning of both. Amanda says the smudging could be from the brand of markers too. Different brands might work better. Yes, it's possible. It's possible. So until I have different markers, I'm gonna try the color pencil. It could be the markers as well. And Ellen says you could still do the outlining and color when they're done with pencils. Yes, maybe a combo. Yes, Ellen's so clever. Yes. Ellen says maybe outline, because these are, the color pencil one, the markers are quite good for outlining. It's very bright and very smooth. I could do the outlining, the circling with the markers, and then fill it in with color pencils, maybe different colors, right? Oh, nothing's stopping me from doing that. And Amanda says Heather's color charts are beautiful. I know. I had to have a double take, triple take, to make sure I wasn't looking at a printed chart, color printed chart. And because it's just so lovely done. Guys, if you don't know what we're talking about, it's on our Facebook group, okay? You can go have a look. You will recognize the post. It's a Heather Johnson, and she posted a finished project, and the chart she was working with is beautiful. The chart was just as beautiful as the finished stitch piece. So it's beautiful. The whole process is just elegant. I'm just mesmerized. And let me zoom out here just to show you what I've done, which is 3,000 stitches. Clearly, guys, you saw it, with your own eyes. And so it's all here. All 3,000 is here. All right. Do not doubt. All right, Susan. What is that face you're pulling? Look at this, Susan. This is what I have to put up with from Susan. Okay. Look at this. She's denying. She's in denial. Susan, I know. I pride myself as a slow stitcher, but occasionally today I'm just flying. And last session as well. Last session I did 5,000. Try to prove me wrong, okay? And 3,000 right here. All right. And so today, I hope you enjoy your stitching as well. And if you're not doing paper challenge with me, what are you doing really? Come join me. Let's suffer together. That's the spirit, right? And we learn together. And so tomorrow I'll come back and suffer again. No, I'm kidding. I'm enjoying it. And my legs are tired though. I keep, paddling to keep the stream going, and practically sweating. And so tomorrow I'm gonna get more candles and for our stream here, and I'm gonna come back to stitch another piece. I have no idea which one I'm gonna do, because day to day I normally don't know what I'm gonna be doing the next day, unless it's a sour day. Even sour days, I still don't know which one I'm gonna do. Even with dimensions, I only have 2 pieces, but I leave the decision till the last minute, so it feels fresh, and full of anticipation with a piece. So until tomorrow, and I will find out what I'm going to be doing. Solar says, love your stream. Thank you so much, Solar. Thank you for your support. And yes, oh, Solar, do not encourage Susan, okay? Great job, Yogi, but I downed his 3,000 stitches, Solar. Put that down away, okay? If it looks less, it's optical illusion. It's actually 3,000. I know we can't count. Our brains are just not capable of counting 3,000 in one go. But trust me, it's all there. It's all happening there. So until then, until tomorrow, have a great day or night and rest of your remaining day, wherever you are. And I will see you tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye. Nighty-night. Love you all. And come back with a piece of paper, with paper chart, okay? Bye-bye, Cindy. Nighty-night, Susan. Bye.